Hello, hello everyone. Welcome everybody to our Thursday night Bible class. And we will be starting in just a few minutes. This is Faith Baptist Church of Coram, our Bible study, and this is Thursday, January 21st, 2021, and we are sharing good news with everyone who is tuning in. So we thank Sparkle for tuning in, and others are coming on, and we thank God that He has allowed us to share this time with each other. Amen. We have been sharing about overcoming faith, looking at excerpts from the life of Moses. Amen. And we have been enjoying ourselves, and we have been learning together so many things. And we feel that our strength has grown, our courage has increased, and that we are less fearful than before. And we're able to share this good news with others. Amen. So just tell others about the wonderful time we're having at Bible class, and just encourage them to share. They can go to our website and they can catch the live stream, or they can go to Facebook or to Roku or to Twitter and enjoy what we have to share from the Lord. Also, our free conference telephone conference line is simultaneously on. So those who want to join on the conference line, welcome to do so. And you can get that information on the Faith Baptist Church website, which is Faith Baptist Church 2, number 2.org. Faith Baptist Church 2.org. Amen. Again, we're happy to have everybody with us tonight. And we just thank you for your faithfulness. Amen. We have been sharing overcoming fear rather, and we have looked at many aspects of the life of Moses. Actually, tonight we'll be concluding this study of Moses, and we are going to go into another series looking at the lives of multiple people in terms of belief and in terms of faith, various aspects of it, and it coincides with our theme for 2021, which is belief matters and faith works. Belief matters and faith works. Uh, in looking overall at the life of Moses, as it had to do with overcoming fear, there's something overall that I like us to look at, as I said, overall, an aspect of what happened to Moses. What happened to Moses was his environment and people that kind of enhanced or fostered is fear. I'm not altogether certain, but I'm led, I'm inclined to believe that from the very beginning, this fear was part of this old thing that had to do with Moses. For me, was a baby, and you know, one of the things that scientists has discovered over the centuries or so is that there's a lot more going on with babies. They're internalizing and receiving a lot of things that perhaps were not looked at carefully, you know, from a long time ago. And they can latch on or internalize human emotions around them. So, you know, as a layperson in this regard, I think it'd be a good thing for us, I would think, to be always mindful of the environment that an infant is in and how it might, you know, influence their lives. Moses was put into the river out of the fear of his parents from him being killed by Pharaoh. So this whole thing about Moses began with an environment, an atmosphere, a situation of fear. And I think this is important to understand that all the triumphs that Moses had in his life was to overcome fear, which he did, in my opinion, from the very point of his uh, beginning life. From the time he was put in a tarred, covered basket in the Nile River. Amen. Amen. And then, as I was saying before, I'm not entirely sure that when he slew that Egyptian, that some fear wasn't in that whole episode. A kind of reaction that made him to act irrationally. And when he was accosted verbally the next day by one of his fellow Hebrew uh, persons, I'm not quite certain whether that Hebrew person wasn't also reacting in fear to what they had witnessed and what he had witnessed. And when he said to Moses, you know, who made you in charge of us, or whatever, or, you know, however we might paraphrase it, it might be an indication that the Hebrew person was fearful to some degree. I think most strikingly are some of the key elements that came up in Moses' life where he had to make decisions. And we can deal with at least a couple of them, maybe more, but one day we're taken through the wilderness, the desert, in sort of the shorter way, and a way along the Mediterranean coast that would be a lot more suitable for travel. And people became fearful that they would die in the desert without water and, you know, without food. So what I'm recapping tonight is how other people around Moses were caught up in fear. And as I repeat, from the time he was put in a basket in the river to how the Hebrew man reacted to his killing of the Egyptian god, to the people themselves, quite a bit. It was a tremendous amount of people that he was leading towards Canaan, the promised land. Tremendous amount of people. And they, lots of them, the majority of them, I guess just about all of them, were very fearful. Fearful of dying in the desert, as I said before, because of no food and no water. And they're saying, well, we would have been better off, as I paraphrase, if we were slaves back in Egypt. At least, we got what to eat, we got what to drink, and we die there instead of dying out here in no man's land. People, people fearing. When they saw the Egyptian army coming after them, and there was no place to go unless they go into more wilderness, couldn't go back along the Mediterranean route. The Red Sea is ahead of them, right? And again, I'll state, the Egyptian army is behind them. They became fearful. They became fearful. So there again, the fear of the people is all around Moses. And so he tended to react, as we recap some of the things that we have said before. And some of that fear became a part of Moses to some degree, even if it was only for a time. And that's why God seemed to have been a little impatient with him when he said, I gave you power. I said to use your walking stick, stretch it out over the river, over the Red Sea. And he did. And we're all familiar with the miracle that followed. The point again is that you can see how the fear of the people influenced Moses. And what I'm sharing tonight, as we conclude with Moses overcoming fear, we're looking from the perspective of our people in our lives, people around us, friends, acquaintances, maybe people we don't even know too well, people who may be part of a group that we belong to, whatever it may be, God forbid, family members, and so forth and so on. And just give me a moment. I want to respond to something right here. And if you give me a moment, I'll make sure that people get on to the telephone. Amen. So just give me a quick moment if you don't mind. I'll get people back on the telephone. Amen. So and I'm going to recap all of this so that people will understand. Okay, where we're going with all of this. Just give me a quick minute. Okay. Welcome and thank you for choosing freeconferencecall.com. You're helping people around the world communicate for free. Please enter your access code followed by the pound or hash sign.
You entered 171311. If this is correct, press 1. You are the only participant in the conference.
Okay, let me just let people know that they can redial. All right. Amen. 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 All right. We're happy to have people joining us. Amen. And I'm going to give everyone 2 seconds for us to get back on track, and that would be wonderful. Amen.